Entitled Mom Tries to Steal My Preselected Seat. So this happened about 2 years ago, but I just went on a flight recently and was reminded of it. My family had an event that we had to go to that was across the country. A lot of my family, my mom, dad, sister, and several aunts/uncles/cousins, had already flown out the week before, but I had work and my daughter had preschool, so we stayed behind and were going to fly separately on the weekend. My aunt had a little girl that she couldn't bring when she went, so she asked that I bring her with me when I and my daughter flew. My aunt's daughter Grace was almost 2, but she was nonverbal so far, and my daughter Elori was a little over 3. I was 18, Elori was conceived out of assault, and yes, I was crazy to fly with 2 toddlers alone. Since I was flying with 2 toddlers, I wanted to make sure that we had a row to ourselves. I was planning on having Elori in the window, Grace in the middle, and me in the aisle. So I went for the slightly more expensive option of choosing pre-selected seats. We got to be in priority boarding, so we boarded before a lot of the other passengers. We had checked our suitcases, so I just had my backpack with all the things I would need: jackets, food, toys, my electronics, and a diaper bag. So, I had Grace strapped to my front, my backpack on my back, the diaper bag in one hand and Elori's hand in my other. I was saddled up. I got on the plane with no fuss from the girls, but when I got to our designated seats, yep, you guessed it, an entitled mom and her son, probably about 6 or 7, were sitting in our row. So our convo went a little like this: "Excuse me, these are our seats. We pre-selected them."
I'm sorry honey, but it's open seating and I got here first. You can go find another seat.
"No, this is my row. I pre-selected it online and paid extra for it." I showed her my ticket.
Honey, that's not how it works on this airline. And unaccompanied minors need to fly next to the flight attendants anyways.
Getting exasperated and exhausted, still holding a baby in a backpack, "I'm an adult, and this is my daughter. Please move, or I will need to get the flight attendant."
Go ahead, she will tell you the same thing.
So of course I go get a flight attendant and explain the situation and show her my ticket. Enter flight attendant, FA.
"Ma'am, she did in fact pre-select this row, so I'm gonna need you to move to another seat."
Excuse me?
She looks genuinely shocked.
"Please move to another seat, we have plenty."
Gestures to the back where there are literally still whole rows available.
No, we got here first and my son needs to be over the wing.
FA looks slightly annoyed at this but keeps her customer service voice.
"Why don't I help you find another seat? I'm sure your son will be fine."
No, I'm staying in this seat because I got here first.
At this point, Elori was getting antsy standing in one place, and FA noticed.
"Sweetie, why don't you take a seat right there while I sort this out? I'll bring you an apple juice in a little bit."
Elori sat down in a seat on the other side of the row, the one empty seat in the aisle of the plane that was filling up.
"We are going to have to remove you from the aircraft if you don't move to another seat."
M finally gets up at this point and drags her child behind her, pushing past us, saying angrily at me and the girls, "You teenagers are so entitled." FA apologizes to me and helps me settle the girls and my things into our row.
"Wonderful job dealing, by the way. You seem like a very responsible big sister."
Actually, the older one is my daughter, younger is my cousin.
"Then you are a very good mother. I'll get you an apple juice for the kids, just make sure you stow it before we take off. Let me know if there is anything else I can do to help you."
Entitled Mom Tries to Steal My Service Dog. So this just happened today, so I'm shaken up from it. I have a wonderful service dog named Frankie. She helps me with my anxiety and PTSD so that I can go into stores and shop. I have an ID for her that shows she belongs to me. So I'm shopping today looking for some clothes when I see this boy, Ek, running under the clothing racks and through the aisle. This gives me anxiety and Frankie alerts me by jumping on my leg. I reward her and we move on. Ek runs right in front of us and spots Frankie.
"Puppy?"
He goes to pet Frankie and I step in between him, putting my hand to block him. "I'm sorry sir, you can't pet her, she's working." "See?" I motion to Frankie's vest that clearly states service dog do not pet. Ek starts crying and runs under the clothing racks. I try to calm myself down and I continue shopping. I then hear stomping feet coming into the aisle I'm in and I turn around to see the mom, M, coming towards me, Ek in tow.
"How dare you tell my little angel that he can't pet your dog? Let my son pet your dog now."
"I'm sorry ma'am, my dog is working right now, your son can't pet her."
"I don't care."
M then comes up to me and grabs Frankie's leash from me. Frankie has been trained to follow a stranger in case of medical emergency, so she just goes with the woman. Essie. This is an emergency call for Frankie to come right to my side. Frankie slips her harness and runs to me. I pick Frankie up crying now.
How dare you, and going to call the police saying you stole that dog from me.
M then blocks me from leaving and calls the police. The police arrive and M starts saying that Frankie is her service dog and I stole her. I start having a panic attack and Frankie alerts me and lays on my chest to calm me down. The officer comes over and helps me calm down. When I came out of the panic attack, I explain what happened and showed the ID I have for Frankie and my ID to prove it's me. M throws Frankie's harness and starts running away. The officer grabs her and arrests her for pet theft, assault of an office, and verbal harassment. Frankie is okay and I am okay as well. I took my emergency medication and I am doing better now.